kind of getting static on it. I think I'm going to try to figure out what's going on there.
Well, she started to the dance floor, red doggy. The band started playing as she began to spin. She rolled around like thunder, lightning in her eyes. The floor started smoking, the red dog came alive. She did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog in. Well, the drummer came alive and cut a boogie-woogie groove. The band flew into action as they matched their every move. Everybody formed a circle and spurned around the floor. She did the honky-tonk and stopped. They hollered up for more. She did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog. She did the honky-tonk boogie. Yeah, the honky-tonk boogie. She did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog. She did the honky-tonk boogie. Oh, the honky-tonk boogie. She did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog. Now the crowd rushed to join her in a fiery boogie beat. The red dog shook and shuddered from the thunder off their feet. The walls crashed around them, but the beat went on and on. And when the dust had settled, they had realized she'd gone. They did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog. They did the honky-tonk boogie. Oh, the honky-tonk boogie. They did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog. She did the honky-tonk boogie. Well, the honky-tonk boogie. She did the honky-tonk boogie and closed the red dog.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that I think I understand what's going on here. I might have had, because I sometimes have to make an adjustment in my audio. I didn't do an audio check with my studio console. Well, see, I'm using the studio console now. But usually what I do is I use both consoles because it gets me on. I can broadcast longer. And right now I'm going to be bumping up to the broadcaster plan. I'm waiting for some money to come in. And as soon as I do, I will be bumping to the 3-hour plan. And when I do that, I'll be able to I'm just going to stick with the studio console. The web-based has just been a backup. And maybe I should have checked my audio before I went on the air with that. Because sometimes I'll do a private broadcast to check my audio, and I should have done that before I started. So that's how that goes. But anyway, I'm back here, and I'm going to stick with the studio console. Now, like I said before, if I drop off, it's just not my internet. It's just what I'm doing is I'm purposely doing that so that I can add time onto my Spreaker. And I discovered that one time when I was on the air, and we had an internet outage. And then when I came back on the air, it was a lengthy internet outage. I can't remember exactly how long it was. When I came back on the air, Spreaker gave me more time on my board. So I had like well, it didn't stop for like about an hour. And I thought, I wonder if I could do that purposely. So what I did was I went on and I was broadcasting, but I was not broadcasting. It was rolling, but I was offline, and it was reconnecting. And I did that on purpose only for like about maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour. And it gave me extra time. And when I went and do my local breaks on my 9-foot closed circuit signal without broadcasting the local commercials here on Spreaker, I decided that I would just close off the Spreaker here and take it off the internet and then come back on the air, and it would boost my time. And by the time I was done, I could stay on the air and continuously rolling for well over an hour before, it's just, I like that idea. And it's only until I get my 45-minute plan, which I'm on 45 minutes. I started with a half-hour plan, was the free one. And I suggest anybody who wants to try this out to do that just to see how they like it, because I do advertise Spreaker quite frequently. I do live right off the cuff, off the top of my head commercial for Spreaker. And I do that, and it's kind of fun. Now, did you... Black Dragons. Okay, that's great. I like the name of that. Did you know that there's you can take your shows and schedule them on Spreaker? All you do is you go into your program where you got your home page. Okay, well, you go into your show, okay, and then you go into edit. And down the line there on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll see calendar schedule. You click that, it takes you into where you can, it's a show schedule, okay? And in this way, you put your name on the schedule, and I do a thing toward the end of every show called What's on Spreaker. And I will announce your show amongst all the other ones at what time you come on. I'll promote your show. I cross-promote just about everybody. There's another guy that you want to follow you might want to listen to. Check it out. His name is Mike Myers. He does a show called Radio Hope, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's on every morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Daylight Time. And he talks about God. He talks about inspiration. He's absolutely fabulous. There's some great people I follow. Look down the line. You'll see a lot of great people I follow. Bob Huber, the handyman, they're all fabulous. And we have some great people. Caramel Conservative, Ed Delgado. By the way, he's on tonight at 8:30. This guy really packs it in with the conservative he lets it on the line. He's absolutely fabulous. So some of the other guys you can check out here on Spreaker. The Caramel Conservative is one of the best. And of course, OBFSU, that's our big fat soft underbelly. These are great people to listen to, so check those out along the way, too. Those are some of my fabulous followers here on GJRB Online. And you're amongst one of them, Black Dragon. Just to let you know, you are on board. And thank you for tuning in today. We got some more fun stuff coming up here on GJRB Online. Weather on the fives coming up. And like I said before, whenever I get going and I start talking to people in my chat room, and I don't do weather on the fives for a while, I do it any time that ends in 5. 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, or 55 minutes past the hour right here on GJRB Online. I do some news. I do some sports. I do a show called Sports Page. I talk about sports. My favorite sport is baseball. I love baseball. Loved baseball since I was a kid. Wanted to be a pitcher, but never got that far. So I get very, very critical of pitchers sometimes. I am from the Quad Cities area, so I am a Cubs fan. I like the Chicago Cubs. I was really happy when they won the World Series a number of years ago. And I've been a Cubs fan for a long, long time. And from Pittsburgh. Grew up in Pittsburgh, so I like the Pirates. Of course, they haven't been all that good lately. I like I like football. I like the Steelers, which I'm from Pittsburgh. I like the Steelers. I like, let's see, who else do I like? The Bears. Sometimes I used to like the 49ers, but not anymore. And I think you know why. I don't know. I got a lot of, but you must be close to what team? Probably the Dallas Cowboys, which they are a fabulous football team. I think they're like one of America's football teams. So you must be. You got to be a Cowboys fan. Got to be. Well, maybe not. Just depends on how you are in sports. I like a little bit of basketball. Not that much on it. I don't understand it that well. I have a hard time following it. But we're up here in Iowa. The Hawkeyes are in the March Madness. So I've been kind of going to follow the tournaments. So I might do a little bit of sports. Only not into sports that much. I can understand that. Like I said before, there's another guy I follow here, Spaced Out Radio. I don't know if you're into UFOs and space aliens and weird stuff. I like to tell weird stories. Blu-ray movies, sure, but I don't know anything about sports. I don't either that much. I do follow it, but I'm not a big... I just kind of like comment on these guys with these big hefty contracts who, let it get to their head that they think they're so great. I just don't understand why sometimes they do that. Now, I also do once in a while, I'm going to plan on doing it again. Sometimes I do stream a video live on YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel. It's called the GGRB TV YouTube channel, and sometimes I do stream live video. I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit, but I haven't really done it all that much. So maybe once in a while we might do is a live video. You can see what it all looks like over here. I do all kinds of stuff on YouTube, but not, it's just various things. I have a thing called XSplit, which it's kind of like a mini TV station on the computer. And I can show videos and talk and stuff like that. So I kind of have a video version of this program, which kind of has been on hiatus like forever. But I might be bringing it back. And then I do a show called Up and Coming, which is strictly all emerging artists, independent labels. I believe in them. I believe the new artists. I believe in them. I once in a while watch the talent shows like the American Idol and different things like that, just to see some of the artists and kind of critique them a little bit. And I'm thinking maybe watching it more because some of the losing artists need a break too. Even though if they didn't win and they were really, really good, I'll find a way to get a hold of them. And if they've recorded and wrote a song, then I'll play their song on my show and give them a little exposure because they didn't get the exposure they deserved on that TV show. So I kind of do that. It's kind of like that. I just believe in giving new artists a break. Just like I always said, they should have a show where people win a DJ radio contract. That would have been so cool if they could have a show like that. But I don't think you could really do anything like that, but it would be kind of fun. All right, tell you what we're going to do right now. Yeah, I feel bad about that. Don't get a break. Yeah. It's a tough business. Music, radio, everything. It's a tough business. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And sometimes, the big ones make it, and they deserve it. We've had some really good DJs in the past, especially here in the Quad Cities. We had a guy named Spike O'Dell. We had a lot of them that made it into big radio. But, it's just, now radio is just disappointing me. It's not easy these days. You're right. Radio just disappoints me because they take, it's all canned. We got local talent, but they prefer to get everything out of New York or out of somewhere, and it just doesn't seem right. that people don't get a really good even break, even on radio, because everything is so tight and so canned that they don't even want to give new artists a break, nor the DJs. But getting off my soapbox, this is the reason why I'm bringing radio back to how it should be. You're absolutely right. Personality radio, you believe in that? That's what I do here. I brought back personality radio. And bringing back radio when it was on AM, and you had great disc jockeys, and you had AM, it was top 40. And FM was not bad when it started playing rock and roll. Really wasn't. And album rock radio, which I grew up listening to. And those are the days of the Who, Jimi Hendrix, and all that. I mean, that was when DJs had the freedom to play what they wanted. It was all freeform. And that's what album rock was pretty much in the early days of FM. It just, you never get that way again. It's really a sad shame. I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm going to, pop into Weather on the Fives, which I am way overdue. I think I'll just kind of throw that in there with some temperatures, and I'll throw in that. See, I have a weather thing on here. I have two of them. I use Weather Underground, which is a great weather service, and I use another weather service that I like, and that is Weather Nation. And I believe in that Weather Nation. They are fabulous. They're on Roku, and they are absolutely amazing. If you have a chance to check that out. I don't know if you have a Roku box, but I have one, and I get my weather source from there. And again, like I said, I have one of those Echo Dots, and I have a Windows 10 weather app. Okay. And I look at it every morning. Yeah. Do you do your own show prep then? You pretty much do show prep, don't you? Or do you just go on the fly like me? Well, I do show prep. But sometimes I like to be on the fly, like right now. It's just kind of fun to just wide open, see who's out there, see who's coming in and listening to the show, and then interacting with the great people here in the chat room. It's absolutely fabulous. That's the fun part of doing this, because if you can get more people in the chat room, and prep, get ready, yeah. Hey. Do you ever use a time calculator? I back time my music, seriously. Sometimes I do. I have a time calculator. And I add up all my time and make sure I have just the amount of time, especially with the fact I have a 45-minute plan. I have to try to get as much in 45 minutes as possible. Doesn't always work, but I've cut myself off a few times. I have a lot. But you know what? You can't fire yourself. You probably can, but then I can rehire myself again. So, just, okay, enough of this mumbo jumbo. Let's see if we can get into and listen to this. You gotta check out this. No, I don't just do what feels natural. No, I just do what feels natural. Okay, good. Yeah, I get too technical at times. Drive people nuts. But listen to this. This is what I do for weather. Listen to this. This is my weather sounder. Yeah, check this out. Kind of loud, but that's what I do for my weather. I have my weather sounder. That's why it tells me weather on the fives, which I'm going to do just a trifle bit early. And I was talking about the historic catastrophic flooding going on, which continues across portions of Central Plains today and Upper Midwest for the rest of the week. There's like a weak low pressure system now sliding through the region over the next couple of days, and it's going to produce some additional light to moderate rain. A series of storms are going to begin to impact the West Coast tonight and into tomorrow, with some more rains in mountain snows. So we're going to get some more snow in the mountains, the mountainous regions. They get a lot of snow. I got some friends in Alaska, and it's interesting because I was watching this video. They got these friends of my wife and I follow. They come out of Fairbanks, and they are interesting because they showed this. There's summertime, and they 11 o'clock at night and the sun is shining bright. It is so weird to see that. And they were showing a video of that one day. And one time, it says video, and it's like, that is so interesting. I got a friend here, we do follow, his name's AKCOG, and he comes out of Anchorage. And Alaska is very interesting. It really is. Let's see, we got here. San Francisco, California, right now checking in. They're 57 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. New York City, 44 degrees and sunny. Atlanta, Georgia, you guys are at 52. You're about the same as we are. 52 degrees under cloudy, fair skies. Chicago, Illinois, checking in at 46 degrees. Boston, Mass, at 40 degrees. And Houston, Texas, how far are you from Houston? 63 is the temperature predicted for today in Houston. I almost got a job in Houston in radio. I've always wanted to go down there. How close are you to Houston or Dallas? I've always been curious in Dallas. Ever since I used to watch the TV series a lot. So I was always interested in that South Fork Ranch and everything. And I always wanted to go down there, but just never got the chance. I always wanted to see stuff like the Alamo and that. But, it takes money to travel. And it's one of those things. Anyway, weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour. We'll do another one, 25, 55, wherever it ends in 5. I'll do another weather on the 5s come out. We'll check your air temperature. I couldn't tell you. I just know I love it here. Blame you. It doesn't get very cold here, does it? Did you have any snow this year? Because I know we had quite a bit. I know that down south there's been some, like, freak snows and that. And I know that it does get cold down there, but not for very long, I imagine. But it was we had temperatures like we had wind chill factors of 50 below zero, and I'll tell you what, there are times when I wanted to go down there because I was sick of it already. And no more snow now. We're in temperatures in the mid 50s, mid to upper 50s coming up, so we're looking good here. Yep, it does get cold here. Yeah, I imagine it does. For not long, right? It's kind of like maybe for like a few days and then it'll kind of warm up again, kind of thing. Yeah. It gets cold everywhere. I don't think there's an escape from getting cold. I think it just gets cold once in a while. You can't really, do it. Anyway, weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25, 55. Just whenever I get a chance to do weather, I do it. Ending at 5. Just because I'm doing freestyle and, just sliding right along. I'm going to, I got to throw something in here I like to play once in a while. Something country, because I do like country music. I do play a lot of it. I like jazz, I like country, I like big band, everything. So don't be surprised you'll hear a wide array of music here. And I even play stuff like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, stuff like that. I like that too. I play a lot of stuff here. So check it out. GJRB Online Network here on Spreaker. And I also broadcast our church services. On Sunday morning. We're going to be doing that live pretty soon. Right now I'm recording it, and then we do a Bible study. Right now our Bible study has been studying the book of Revelation, so it's been real interesting. I have that up. And then a thing called The Last 7 Days, which is kind of a news stories and how it relates to Bible prophecy. So we do all kinds of stuff like that. So it gets interesting on here from time to time. So check that out. And I got some to upload here real soon. I do post my schedule Right after the show goes off the air, I usually will post all over the internet what we got coming up on the air tentatively over the next few days. And then, like I said, on Friday and Saturday, I'm doing the Good Times, Great Oldies show. 50s, 60s, 70s rock and roll, solid gold oldies. And I'm going to be doing the top 20 hits from the week ending March 29th, 1972. So I got that coming up. It's going to be good stuff coming up. So I hope you'll stay with me for that. Here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, across America and around the world, wherever you're listening. Hope you're enjoying the show. Let me see what we got here. Why don't we, let me see. I got one. I know what we could play. Yeah, how about, let's pull up Chris Montez. Yeah, how about this one? Yeah, let's dance.
Hey, baby, won't you take a chance? Say that you'll let me have this dance. Oh, let's dance. Oh, let's dance. We'll do the twist, the stomp, the mashed potato too. Any old dance that you want to do, but let's dance. Oh, let's dance. Hey, baby, yeah, you throw me so. Hold me tight, don't you let me go. Oh, let's dance. Oh, let's dance. We'll do the twist, the stomp, the mashed potato too. Any old dance that you wanna do, but let's dance. Oh, let's dance. Okay, wait on now. Oh, yeah. Hey, baby, if you're all alone, maybe you'll let me walk you home. But let's dance. Oh, let's dance. We'll do the twist, the stomp, the mashed potato too. Any old dance that you wanna do. But let's dance. Oh, let's dance. Hey, baby, things are swinging right. Yes, I know that this is a night. Let's dance. Let's dance. We'll do the twist, the stomp, the mashed potato too. Any old dance that you wanna do, but let's dance. Let's dance. Let's dance.
Oh, yeah, Chris Montez, Let's Dance, here on GJRB Online. Gary J. Russell with you. Thanks a lot for being with me this morning. Yeah, do I know what time of day this is? Well, I know, that doesn't sound right. Okay, wait a minute. They're from CDs that are badly scratched. And some of them don't sound very good. I don't know. I have them stored away, and somehow they got kind of messed up. So I'm going to try another song. I don't know what happened there. It's just a bad CD or so. I'm going to try this one. David Gates and Bread from the early 70s here. One of my favorite groups. Baby, I'ma Want You. GJRB.
Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. You're the only one I care enough to hurt about. Maybe I'm a crazy, but I just can't live without your loving and affection, giving me direction, like a guiding light to help me through my darkest hour. Lately I'm a praying that you'll always be a staying beside me. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by, feeling all the while I never really know I'm a-praying that you'll always be a-staying beside me. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by. Then you came along and made me laugh and made me cry. You taught me why. Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. Oh, it took so long to find you, baby. Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you.
Yeah, Baby, I'ma Want You. Great classic from David Gates and Brett here on GGRB Online, here on Spreaker across America. And like I said before, relatively kind of a short day today. It's about 6 minutes to noon Central Time. So for people listening in California right now, where it's pretty close to 10 o'clock, and sometimes I'll stay on the air till their noon, which is our 2. But not always. Sometimes I stay on the air, and but I got a lot of stuff going on today. I got to clean. I got overdue laundry. You know how that goes, and a few other things I'm going to be doing before I close out today. And I've got some show prep I'm working on, including radio, television, movie classics, way out there. Doing the series, of course, a continuous series here on way out there on Technocracy, with a guy there. His name is Patrick Wood. He was be interviewed and talking about technocracy and various things like that. We're also talking about some strange things, weird things that happen to people. Got a few interesting stories about people who actually crossed another dimension and not realize it. Really weird stuff. I'm telling you, this tells a story about a guy who. I got a story here. It's interesting on here. It's about a guy who had a strange-looking passport from a country that did not exist in our timeline. Yeah, pretty weird. And a couple of stories about another time slip about a woman who went way, way back to, I think, what was it, 800-something A.D., went way, way back, and that's a weird story, too. So I got some really interesting stories about people who crossed timelines and went across dimensions and parallel realities and stuff like that, because, you know, really they're all multiverses. And I like to talk about stuff like that. It's just bizarre stuff. I got into that because of Back to the Future, and it was one of my favorite movie series. And I was always into time travel and stuff like that, and not that much alien abductions, but I do believe that something happened in the Nevada desert in 1947. I mean, that was years before I was born, but the thing about it is, it's interesting stuff. You know, they tell a story about how this craft landed in Roswell, New Mexico in July of 1947, and this craft apparently had aliens on it. It crash landed, and they said they had these aliens, they had an autopsy on them and all this stuff, and some of it you kind of like, no, I don't know if I believe this or not, or, you know, stuff like that, but I just find it fascinating anyway. So I got into Art Bell back in 1990s, early 1990s. I was listening to Art Bell, and he used to talk about this stuff, and talked about time travel, interdimensional travel, the existence of that, talking about a person who can astro travel, which I've been trying to do. Where you kind of do OBE and travel out of body kind of thing. I was always fascinated in that somewhat. And various things. So I talk about different things like that. And right now I'm doing a series on what I call After Death. which is coming up. I'm going to do another part. And coming up on this program is going to be real good. You're going to want to check this out. I'm going to talk about a woman who apparently visited hell and saw Stephen Hawking. Check that out. It's coming up on Way Out There. I got that coming up. Also working on a few other ones. Way Out There, talking about the strange, the bizarre, the unusual. I start out the show with a little bit of news, and then I go into what I call strange but true. Talking about strange stories, creatures that washed up ashore on a shoreline, different things like that. So it's kind of interesting. Way Out There. Tune in for that. And of course, there's a show right about 11 o'clock at night here on Spreaker, Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays and the weekends, it's usually Tessa Nicole Thomas taking over, and it's called Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Tune in to Spaced Out Radio at 11 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock in the Pacific, midnight East, right here on Spreaker, on GJRB Online. Yeah, strange creatures in the forest that can't be explained. Yeah, those two. As a matter of fact, there's this guy I follow on YouTube. His name is, it's called Slapped Ham. This guy's got some of the weirdest stories. I'm telling you, people that actually encountered, they were in the forest, and they come across this pair of steps, but there's no building. It's like a pair of steps, but it goes nowhere. Really weird. I've got that coming up on a future show too. Where did these steps go? And if you climb these steps, where does it take you? Apparently a story of a person who actually climbed the steps. And ended up with lost time. Didn't know where they were. It really weird. It's just, I love that kind of stuff. Just bizarre things like that. It just blows my mind. It really does. So we got that coming up way out there, I call it, on GJRB Online. I did a show on dreams. I remember a while back I had a guest on. His name was J.M. DeBoard. He is a dream analyst. And we had him on once. I'm trying to get him back on, because he had a great show. Talked about, explains what your dreams mean. What you dream about means, and anyway, like I said earlier, I was trying to do what they call astro travel, or travel out of body, doing lucid dreaming. It encounters having to log your dreams. You almost have to write your dreams down all the time and keep a notepad by your bed, and then get up and write your dreams, and keep a constant. I've been trying to do that, but I've been having trouble starting a dream journal, but I'm working on it. And when I do, I'll probably talk about a lot. Some of them are kind of bizarre, off-the-wall dreams. But I've had dreams of being in the 50s. I've had dreams of actually time traveling, and I kind of wondered if I did. It's really weird. Anyway, you're listening to the Gary J. in the Morning. It is 12:01 Central Daylight Time right now. 1:01 in the Central and the Eastern Time Zone. And it is now 10:01 a.m. Pacific along the Pacific Coast. And you are listening to GJRB Online on Spreaker across America and around the world, wherever you're listening. And I do sometimes tell time from foreign countries, too. Not all the time. Sometimes I do. It's just that my tablet is dead, and I have to charge it. And I have a list of time zones on there. I mean, different countries. Germany, I can tell you what time it is in Germany, Japan, Italy. It's fabulous. I even had a shortwave at one time, but it burned out, and I've been searching for another one since then. But I used to listen to foreign countries all the time. This is one guy I used to listen to years and years ago, back in the 70s. His name was Tom Meyer. He did a show called Happy Station on shortwave. It was on Radio Nederland, Dutch World Broadcasting in Hilversum. And this guy, he was kind of like me, chat, play music, talk about their country. It was always interesting to listen to this guy. He always had an interesting program, and he's absolutely fabulous. He's gone now, and the Radio Netherlands is not on the air anymore, which is a sad shame because I really wish they could bring back Happy Station. It was such a great show. It really was. Anyway, they brought back Happy Station. I tried to get a shortwave radio. Sea Crane makes some really good ones. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about a new advertiser. Sea Crane. I'm going to look at their radios, and I'm thinking about a new advertiser on this program, Sea Crane, because they are supposed to be one of the best radios on the market. I mean, their radios are strong, and really thinking about checking them out for a new advertiser. I mean, they would be absolutely fabulous. But I want to tell you right now, you are listening to the Gary Russell program on GJRB Online. The Gary J in the Morning Show, the Gary Russell program is my other talk show. And it's brought to you right here on Spreaker, where you too can be on radio. If you love doing this like I do, man, you got to do radio. You got to have fun. You got to do Spreaker. All you got to do is get on there. You just start your own account, and you get 15 minutes for free. Can't beat that. And you can follow me and this fabulous guy right here at Black Dragon Radio. I mean, where else can you find it? I mean, interactive, talking in the chat room. It's absolutely fabulous. That's Spreaker. 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 Speaker spelled backwards, wrong on purpose. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun to do your shows your way. Yeah, that's right. Spreaker, spelled wrong on purpose. Speaker spelled wrong on purpose. Spreaker. Yeah. And broadcast to the world. All your shows. You go on Facebook. Of course, I don't know about you, Black Dragon Radio. Do you ever feel sometimes like your shows are getting blocked, though, by Facebook sometimes? I mean, it just seems like it. I've had times where I'll look and say, wait a minute, that should have been posted. And I'll look in there and I'll go, wait a minute, where is my show? Why is my banners not up? And it's like really irritating. And Facebook's been irritating me a lot lately. And I think it's not just me, it's a lot of people who are not very happy with them lately. But I don't know. There's another one I want to tell you about. It's called MeWe. Now, MeWe is another free speech social site. And then the other one is Comvo, Comvo. Those two are really supposed to be free speech social sites. I share my shows in Messenger with family, friends on Facebook Messenger, so they get my link. Okay, I'll have to try doing Messenger too. I avoid posting on timeline. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Facebook is a deep trouble lately with the FBI. Really? I haven't checked that out. Really? With the FBI? Oh, boy. Well, Zuckerberg was in trouble anyway for a lot of stuff. And I think that it's because they're blocking, what they call shadow banning. They're blocking people from making their opinions known. If I'm a conservative, and when I post and they don't like it, they'll take it off. No doubt about it. I got about 35 seconds left in this segment. I'm going to come right back with more. Twitter does shadow banning, and I'm on that too. I'll be right back. I got about 20 seconds left. I'm going to take a break, and I will be right back with more. You are listening to Gary J in the Morning on the GJRB online network here on Spreaker. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Be right back with more in just a few moments.